Okay, so hello. If you're listening to this video today, you and I have talked about essential oils in the past, and this is my next step, my follow-up, so that we can talk about the different oils that you could get and how to become a member in Young Living if you're interested. So first I'm going to kind of go over high level of how I got here, how did I pick Young Living. And then we're going to talk about different ways you can buy from Young Living and the different options as far as a membership. And like what's the next step if you want to move on. So real high level of my story, because I personally find it kind of boring, but then as I talk to people, I find out that it's more people are in the same boat that I'm in than I realized. So I spent many years being a caregiver, starting back when I was like 10, taking care of my grandma when she first broke her hip. And then I continued to look after her through her older years. Same with my dad when he became disabled. I was taking care of my kids, ran them all over the country for Taekwondo, as well as other school events, and worked the whole time, and had a home and a marriage. And so I gave to a lot of other people, but didn't necessarily take care of myself. Very typical caregiver personality type. You don't take care of yourself. You're always just worrying about other people. So as my grand passed and my dad passed and my kids grew up and I became an empty nester, I didn't really have anything to fill that void. And I kind of had this, like I say, a hole or a void looking for something to do. And I noticed that I was feeling worse and worse as time went on. And I had a lot of back pain, and I really thought that I was going to become disabled. I had spent years in an office sitting at a desk, sometimes very long days, sometimes double shifts. I transitioned into a job where I travel for work a lot. So I spent a lot of time on planes and sitting in airplane seats that are not comfortable, riding buses and cars and trains to get around between different airports, a lot of time in offices, conferences rooms, in who knows what kind of a chair, hotel beds that are always different. And so my back just got worse and worse and worse. And it really hurt. And I said I thought I was going to become, eventually that I would probably become disabled because it hurts. I couldn't really even deal with stairs very well. So I had gone to doctors, chiropractors. I did some physical therapy. I actually saw a counselor at one time. And one of the common themes that every time I talk to these people is they were talking to me about needing to relax. All my muscles were really tight. Literally from the top of my head down to my toes, my muscles were one big knot. And everything was just knotted up and tight. And I didn't understand why they kept telling me I needed to relax. I didn't know I wasn't relaxed. I didn't really have any stress or tension going on. As I said, my grandma and my dad had passed and my kids were moved on. And so I kind of didn't have a whole lot of responsibilities outside of just, the normal day-to-day things that everybody has, job, keeping up with your home. So I went to massage therapy. And my massage therapist, who is a friend of mine, kind of like a little life coach, we would talk a lot. And I had a lot of issues with my psoas muscle. And the psoas muscle is the main muscle, the only muscle that holds your torso and your trunk together. And when it gets short and tight and unhappy, it makes your whole body unhappy. It just dominoes into a lot of other areas. So it takes a long time and a lot of work to release it and stretch it and lengthen it. So massage therapy kind of migrated into yoga. And yoga led me, which, yoga is meditation and movement, kind of led me to looking for ways to relax, quiet my mind, and other things that I was trying to find, like hobbies and stuff. So I met yoga one day, and they talk about how my massage therapist was actually going to be doing a little talk at the library one Sunday about essential oils. And essential oils was one of the, or aromatherapy was one of the ideas that I toyed with when I was thinking about looking for hobbies, something that I could do to, relax and kind of have something for enjoyment for myself. But I had never really followed up on it because classes for aromatherapy are very, very expensive. So I thought, well, I'll go to this class. And so as she's talking, she talks about this one oil that I absolutely have to have for my husband. because, again, the caregiver in me came out and I needed to take care of him. So I went right home and I started researching on the company. I researched the oils and stuff like that, and I researched a lot of the cost benefits of the ways that you can purchase from them. As a banker and somebody who specializes in risk management, I do a lot of research and I think about money. So that was basically what I did. But I ended up buying the kit that night and buying RC, which is the oil that I was really looking for. And I'll talk a lot more detail about that when I get to the kits that night, so I would have it for my husband. So that got me introduced into Young Living. The reason I picked Young Living was because of the integrity of the company and their products. And that was very important because I was looking at my husband and his wellness. And so anytime I'm going to be talking about putting something, in his body or on his body, or letting him smell things that are going to go into his brain, and the limbic system of your brain is actually triggered by scents, you want to make sure that that's a healthy product to be using. And not all oils are equal. I did know that from past research when I was looking at aromatherapy. That's one of the reasons you want to get some education, because not all oils are equal. Oils are actually categorized by the FDA as a cosmetic. So for a bottle to be labeled and to use the word pure, it needs 5% of the oil in the bottle. 5%, that's it. The other 95% of the bottle can be fillers, which can be synthetic. So you think you're getting pure oil, and you find out it's something else. And then you don't really know what you're putting into your body. And I actually know some people that did that. They thought that they had something that was pure and healthy, and they ended up having a reaction. They had it in their diffuser, and it was around their kids, and they had reactions. And when I saw the post, I'm like, hey, that's not therapeutic grade. That means there's other things in the oil. So you don't know what you're putting in your body. They don't have to label what the ingredients are. So that's a big thing to remember. Not all oils are equal. In fact, most products that have lavender do not have the real lavender oil in them. We sell 2 to 3 times more product in the world with lavender than what we actually produce or harvest of lavender oil for the whole planet. So what does that tell you? If we're doubling or tripling our sales over what we actually harvest, we're obviously doing that with artificial chemicals. And when you actually smell a real bottle of lavender compared to a lot of the products you've been using, it won't smell the same, because lavender in its true scent doesn't have as much perfume and fragrance enhancers in it as the stuff that they sell. So just to keep that in the back of your mind. So I had picked Young Living because, again, I was worrying about my husband, and I wanted to make sure that I had a good product, that I had nothing but the oil in the bottle, therapeutic grade. You're always going to want to look for 100% therapeutic grade oil. And Young Living had a very good track record. They've been in business for over 23 years. They only do therapeutic grade. They do blends as well, which are multiple oils. But again, all therapeutic grade. They have integrity in their process. They do multiple tests. They have more tests in their process than any other company out there. And they are testing for the integrity of the oil to make sure there's nothing else in the oil, and that the oil is at its most effective stage. So if you think about it, like when we here live in New England, in the wintertime, our trees lose their leaves because of the cold, right? But our pine trees don't lose their needles, and that's because the oil inside the pine tree come out to protect the needles during the winter from the cold and the frost and all of that stuff. So if we were to harvest pine oil, we would want to do that in winter when it's at its most potent, because that's when it's most effective. So that's one of the pieces of Young Living's process, is to make sure that the oil is at its most effective stage. And they're very, very particular about all of their process. It's from seed, so the dirt before the seed even gets put in the soil, right up through to the seal on the bottle. They're testing all the way through and making sure that it's safe and most effective. And it's something that they are very, very passionate about. They don't compromise on. Even if it means they're going to lose sales for something, they're not going to compromise on that piece of it. And that was very, very important to me. So we have our seed to seal. They have 100% transparency, meaning they own their own farms, or they have partners farms that they have very strict agreements with and procedures with, and you can go visit these farms. So there's nothing to hide, because you can go watch the whole process, and they gladly welcome people in to see that. So I picked that company because the oils are, worth it. They cost a little bit more because they are true oils, and the oils vary from prices. Some oils are very inexpensive and other oils are more expensive. It really depends on the process to distill them. So anytime you're looking at oils and you're comparing to Walmart or Amazon or Marshall or health food stores, you're going to see a difference sometimes in the prices, but the reason is because of exactly what's in the bottle, the integrity and the effectiveness of it. And when you're looking at this from a wellness perspective, which is how I look at Young Living as part of my wellness plan, I want to make sure I know what I'm putting in my body, whether it be through an inhalation, adding it topically to my skin, or taking it internally. I do all three methods. So that's very important to me to make sure I know what I'm using, what my family's using, my animals are using. Young Living oils are safe for children. They're safe for animals. Young Living is the only company that has a board of veterinarians that sit there and go over their product line for the animals. So we have a lot of different products. We have over 500 products. We have a children's line. We have an animals line. We have a supplement line. We have a cleaning line for household cleaning, chem-free. We have a chem-free makeup line, a baby line, an outdoor line, just regular personal hygiene lines such as toothpaste and hair and shampoo, deodorants, moisturizers. So we have a lot of products in addition to our oils. So that's kind of a little high level, how I got here, why I'm picking Young Living. So if you were to purchase from Young Living, there's a couple of ways to do that. The first is you can purchase retail. So retail, you're just going to go online, you're going to pick what you want and order it, and you're going to pay full price. It's not the way I would recommend. It's all right if you were just doing a one-time purchase, but it's going to cost you a lot more money in the long run. So if you were to become a member, what does that mean? A member is going to be someone who buys a kit, which I'm going to explain to you those options. And that gets you wholesale pricing or a 24% discount on the purchase of future products. And to maintain your membership, you just spend $50 a year in product, and you've got your wholesale discount. It also allows you to become eligible for the Essential Rewards program, which is where if you're purchasing something and you're doing like a reorder, you set up a monthly order, which you can change every month, so you get different products every month. You, as long as you're spending $50 a month, you start earning money back towards free product. So in the beginning, you earn 10% back, and then if you are after 3 months, you earn 20% back, and then eventually it goes up to 25% back. So you're earning all this money back towards free product. So for example, Agilis is a supplement. This is a $45 bottle wholesale. It is 60 capsules, so you take 2 a month. So 2 a day, I mean. So that's a month's supply. If you were to buy this, and in just simple numbers, you bought this in one small item so that you get your $50. You're earning $5 a month back. Every 10 months, you're going to get a free bottle. That's if you just stayed at the 10%. But after 3 months, you actually go to 20%, so you're earning money back faster. So you're earning points that you can turn around and shop with and get free product. In addition to the free product, you have, if you spend $100 or more, there's free promotional items every month that they give. So I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video. But that's just kind of Essential Rewards. That's for members as well. You're not obligated to sign up for that. There's no fee if you do sign up for it. It is definitely what I would recommend if you're planning to reorder other products. So if we were to become a member, how do you do that? There's 2 ways to do that. There's 2 kits. There's the basic kit and the premium kit. Both of them come in this pretty box. And when you open the box, if you're just in the basic, you're going to get this bottom level of the box is going to have some different items in it. So these are just samples. I've already used them, so they don't really show quite the same. But in here, I've got 2 ounce samples of our juice. It's called Mixture Red juice. And they're made from Ningxia wolfberries, Ningxia province of China, and they're similar to a goji berry, but they are a superfood. So think of the pomegranate. They're very similar to pomegranates as far as being a superfood, only I would rate them a little bit higher. They have all 13 amino acids that your body needs. They're very good for balancing your blood sugar. They're really good for people's eyesight, so they have a lot of health benefits to them. So this juice is made with those wolfberries, as well as it's made with pomegranate, raspberries, blueberries, a bunch of other berries. So very high antioxidant type juice. Has some essential oils, some different citrus essential oils in it as well. So it's very good for overall body wellness. Helps with energy. Helps with relief of, say, like joint pain, arthritis, that kind of stuff. Can help with your eyes. And so it's recommended, if you're going to utilize it, to take like 2 ounces a day. So just do a shot a day. So they give you a couple of samples of that if you want to try it. In addition, they also have and this little piece up here would be a roller cap. So most of the bottles come in a 5 milliliter bottle with a dropper, but you can put the cap on and use it as a roller, so you can roll it right on your skin. That is going to be for anything that you want to apply topically, and it's going to allow for more efficient use of the oil, because if we're just diffusing, we tend to use 4 or 5 drops of an oil, and we might not need that many, and so we can get more use out of the bottle if we're using it topically and just using, like, say, 1 or 2 drops. You also get, I think there's 10 of these little brown bottles that are sample bottles that you can use to do a sample of an oil to, say, a friend or a family member. I use them to take to the hotels when I'm traveling. I pack several of my oils in there that I want to take, because I don't want to take a full bottle. There's some that I take full bottles and some that I don't. So I can use those, and they are great for packing in a suitcase. You also get Stress Away. So this is my favorite fragrant as far as an oil to smell. It's a 5 milliliter bottle. So most of the oils everything comes in a 5 milliliter bottle, but most of the oils also have a 15 milliliter option when you're reordering. This particular one I've only found in 5 milliliters, but it is a blend. It's unique to Young Living. It's a proprietary blend, and it is called Stress Away. It's just a really gentle, fragrant smell to it. It is very good for peace and relaxing, calming, tranquility. Great for headaches. I roll it on my forehead or on my temples if I have a headache. Kind of helps relieve that stress. I put it in a personal diffuser necklace when I'm going to work. So there's this little hole at the top. Although some of them that you can get have little pads, and you just drop it on the pad. Or I put on my necklace. I've got these little lava beads on my necklace, and I can rub oils in here, and it absorbs into the porous holes in the lava stones. And I can use them during the day and just kind of smell them if I'm like needing to relax at work. Or if I'm at yoga, sometimes I use this during, like, say, downward dog. I might have peppermint or something on there to invigorate me, or maybe I'm using frankincense if I'm there thinking more from a meditation perspective. So lots of ways you can use oils. Personal diffusers are one. So that Stress Away is the one that I love to wear on my necklace to work. So that's the, excuse me, sorry, dropped my dryer ball. So that's the way I use my basic kit. It's basically the membership that you're getting. It costs $45, and you get those samples and that bottle of Stress Away. And that's pretty much all you're going to get. There's a couple little packets in there of lemon, lavender, thieves, and peppermint oil. Like, they have 2 or 3 drops each in this little foil envelope. So you could try the oil, or you could try giving them to somebody else, or you could put them in a suitcase if you were going somewhere. But you're not really getting any oils. You're just getting the membership. So if you want to make your own package, you kind of could. However, you're probably not going to get as good of a price economically as the premium kit. The premium kit is the other option that you would have besides the basic kit for a membership. And basically, you get everything that we just discussed. You get the Stress Away, the 2 samples of the juice, the little sample bottles and the roller thing, your membership, and then you get to pick a diffuser. And so I have the Dewdrop diffuser. This is like the basic diffuser. My camera is set up to reverse, so it kind of takes me sometimes to remember which way to move. So this is the basic diffuser. There are a couple others that you could pick, and it might change the price of the kit that you're ordering. But it's real easy to use. You're just gonna take off the top, put water in the base, in the bottom. There's a line that tells you how far to go up. Put a few drops of your oil in there, and then you hit the power button and it diffuses. There's a light, optional light, so it will glow if you want to use it as a night light. I tend to shut it off if I'm going to use it in my room at night. I tend to use this one more in the living room. I have a different one in my bedroom. But you can, actually have the light on or off, and it will run for about 4 hours or till it runs out of water, and it automatically shuts off, so you don't have to worry about it burning up or something like that. So you get a diffuser, and then you get this package here of oils. So there's a packet here of 10 different oils that Young Living has put together that pretty much any basic household might want to have around. These are the oils that we really kind of want, and they cover multiple things that you could do with them. So it's a great starter kit. Get you used to using oils, see if you like them, and then you could go turn around and reorder after that if you wanted to. So I want to kind of go through what the oils are that you get, so you can kind of get a feel for them. Most of these oils have multiple uses. I'm just going to do high level of the most common things, but there's lots and lots of things you can do with these oils. So the first one that we'll go over is going to be lavender, because everybody thinks about lavender when they think about essential oils. So most people think of this as just something really nice to smell, and they think of essential oils as like a way to make your house smell nice. That's kind of the new trendy thing to do. But essential oils are so much more than just making your house smell nice. An essential oil is that protective part of the plant that I talked about earlier for the pine tree, that protect or heal the plant. And because our cell structure is the same, we as humans can get a lot of those same medicinal type benefits from the oil. So lavender is one. It's very calming and very soothing. Brings physical and emotional balance. It's also really good for your skin. Helps with your skin. It can help with a burn. If you get a burn, like say when you're cooking, you put a little oil on your skin and it will take the burn right out. Very good for insomnia. It's nice in a bath if you're going to take a bath and you're just looking to relax. I put them right in the Epsom salts and put them in the water. Anytime you're taking a bath, you want to put your salts in, your oil in the salts, so that they absorb into the water. If you just put them in the water, they're going to float around on the top, and the only part of your skin that comes in contact is the part that's touching the top of the water. So it's important to put them in the salt so they get mixed into the water. Good for you. Those are just a few of the things that you can do with lavender. It has a ton of things you can do with lavender. Lemon. So lemon is, of course, very fresh and clean smell, so we tend to think of it that way. This is also one of our Vitality lines. So you can see that the label is white, and if you could actually see this closer to the camera, it actually has the word Vitality on it. We have a Vitality line. Anything that has Vitality in it has been, it's great for like internal consumption, so you can use for cooking, or taken through a veggie cap or whatever you want to do. So they're safe for ingestion. FDA has looked at it, again, because we are only therapeutic grade oils. So you could have lemon water. You can put a couple of drops of this in your water. It really is great for enhancing, say lemon squares or anything like that you want to do when you're cooking. So you can cook with this. You can clean with lemon. Lemon's great for cleaning. It's really good for getting off the gooey residue like from glue. It's great for skin. It helps clean your skin, as well as it can help reduce wrinkles, and it can combat acne. Lots of different things you can do with lemon. Little note on anything with citrus. Cats do not have the enzyme to metabolize citrus oils, so you would not want to utilize citrus like for your cats. You definitely wouldn't want to put it in their food or on their fur or anything like that. There are some classes around how to use oils with animals if you're interested in that, but that's the one big thing about citrus is you want to keep those away from your cats. Peppermint. So peppermint is very invigorating and stimulating. So we've got our peppermint. It's a Vitality line, so we can cook with it. Just going to say something. peppermint brownies, really yum. So these are really good for cooking. You can do peppermint water if you want. Peppermint is really good for, as I said, it's invigorating and stimulating. It helps with focus. I've read an article about using peppermint like for when you're studying. It helps you focus and you can learn better in an education environment. It can be used as an appetite suppressant. It's great for headaches. I put it right on my temples if I've got a headache, and it's also good with digestive issues. We have copaiba. So copaiba is great for supporting the body's response to inflammation as well as pain. So I've used that as a gargle for sore throat. It's good for bruises or sore spots that you might have on your body. We've got thieves. So we have our thieves, which is an amazing blend by Young Living that is good for fighting germs. Little point of interest there. Thieves was developed by Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, but he didn't patent it right away, so there are other versions of Thieves out on the market that are not from Young Living that are not necessarily the same. So just make sure you're aware of that. They may have other things in them. They may have a different percentage of this oil versus that oil, so they may not work exactly the same. Thieves from Young Living we can talk about and tell you exactly how it's going to work, and it works really great for, as I said, fighting germs. And we have actually developed a whole line around Thieves. So we have a Thieves toothpaste, which is really good. And I just went into the dentist last week and got some really good reviews since I switched to that. We have Thieves laundry soap, Thieves dish detergent. We have all sorts of household cleaners for Thieves. So you can kind of get into that whole chem-free piece, because there's a lot of chemicals in our cleaning products that we're not even aware of, and they're leaching into our body. So again, when we're on our wellness journey, we want to try to get away from chemicals. So it's very easy to do and economical to do, because oils are so concentrated. You don't need a lot, so these products actually last a long time. And so if we're using our essential rewards and kind of transfer buying, that's what we call that, when we swap from spending money at, say, a grocery store and just doing it through your online store that you have with Young Living, you're kind of just transitioning that same purchase. But you're going to actually get a lot of use out of them if you're interested in learning about living chem-free. So you can always let me know if you have any questions on that. We have Digize, another one of our Young Living products. So Digize is great for digestive issues. I'm going to tell you, I don't like the smell of it. It stinks. I don't know that I would even attempt to try to taste it. If I'm going to take it internally, I'm going to put it in a veggie cat, because just smelling it makes me think I'm not going to like it. And they say if you don't like the smell of an oil, it's because you have an aversion to it. You need it. So I have a lot of digestive issues. That may very well be true. What I do with it is I rub it on my stomach. I get 1 or 2 drops, rub it right on my stomach after I've eaten something that doesn't settle, and it makes me feel a lot better. So it works really, really well. We have RC. RC is the oil that I had heard about at the library that I absolutely had to have for my husband. So this is the bottle that got us here. Why are we here today? Because of this little bottle. Respiratory Comfort has 3 kinds of eucalyptus in it. It's great for the supporting your respiratory system, so great during cold season, things like that. I diffused it when we first got it at night and noticed right away a reduction in snoring, coughing. My dog stopped snoring. I was able to get to sleep because they were quiet. So I really, really liked RC. I have since learned that I don't have to diffuse it. I actually use a roller bottle and have my husband just put it on his throat, round down into his chest at night, and he sleeps so much better now that he has that. So Respiratory Comfort. We have Purification. Purification is a blend that is got lemongrass in it. So this is a great one for killing bad odors. So a lot of things, sprays and stuff, will just try to cover it up. But this is actually going to kill an odor. So if you've been cooking with fish, great to diffuse this. You got pet smells in your house. You can diffuse this. You can make a little spray bottle. I've got a little purification spray bottle that I put together so I can spritz the dog beds. Or maybe the garbage closet, if the garbage kind of got a little smelly, I can spritz that in there. I also use purification on my dryer balls. So sometimes, if I'm doing towels, I might put a drop or two of the purification in the actual laundry detergent, but then I'll turn around and put a drop or two on my dryer ball and use this in my dryer instead of dryer sheets. Dryer sheets are very toxic. And this also has got 2,000 laundry load uses, so you can save a lot of money with these because they're reusable. And so purification is great if you've got towels that are starting to smell a little mildewy, or you can spray things around the house, that are smelling stuff. So purification is a nice one for helping with those. We have Panaway. So I call Panaway my Bengay in a bottle without chemicals. It's got wintergreen. It's a blend of 7 oils. Mostly you smell wintergreen out of it. We have a couple other blends and products on there for muscle pain relief as well. We have a sports line. We have, more chronic pain products versus sports ones. But this one is a great one to have in your house just whenever you need it. It smells like Bengay because it's got the wintergreen in it. It works very well. It does have a carrier oil in it. So anytime we talk about putting oil right on your skin, there are going to be some that are very mild that you can put right on and they're not going to have any problems. Lavender's one, frankincense is one. These are very mild oils. I put them right directly on my skin. No carrier oil. I have no discomfort. If I were to put, say, peppermint oil on my sinuses, it's going to burn. So you want to use a carrier oil, such as coconut oil or almond oil, jojoba, canola, something like that. I think I forgot to show this. You can do these little inhalers that you can buy from Amazon, but inside there's a wick in these that you can just put your oil on and you can smell that. This is peppermint that I made. Like 4 little drops is all I use, and this thing is really strong. It opens your sinuses right up. But you can use any fragrance that you want of oil that you want to be able to inhale. But this is a great one if you think of those little Vicks inhalers that we used to see in the stores. You can kind of get the benefit of that without having to do chemicals, and you can carry that around your purse, or you can have it in your desk drawer, something like that. But if we were going to put it directly on our skin, we'd want a carrier oil. Panaway has a carrier oil in it because that makes it, you can still feel it, just like Bengay. It's a little warm, not bad. Mostly I smell it, but it does instantly try to help relieve those muscles and stuff when they're tight. And then last but certainly not least, we have frankincense. So frankincense is my absolute favorite oil. Stress Away is my favorite as far as fragrance to smell. Frankincense is just my favorite to use. This stuff is gold. It's one of the oldest oils that we know. It's been in many of the medical books, and especially in Eastern medicine, that it's used. It's mentioned multiple times in the Bible. It was one of the gifts from the 3 wise men. Frankincense is just really great oil. It's used for spiritual and mental focus. It's great in meditation. It lifts your spirits. It's really good on the skin. I put it on my face every day. Can help with wrinkles and things like that as well. But I also make a facial toner with this in lavender that I use on my face every day to balance out the pH. It helps your body respond to inflammation. It has just a ton of different things it can be used for. I used to diffuse this. I still diffuse it periodically, but it's one of those ones that I've learned that I can use it in other ways and save and get more effective use of the oil that's in the bottle that I bought. And when I want to diffuse it, I actually have some frankincense resin. So frankincense itself comes out of the gum from the frankincense tree, and they distill the oil, and then the resin that's left over, they have these little rocks, and you can put them on a burner and get the same scent or same diffusing effects that you would if you were diffusing the oil, but it's a lot less expensive to purchase the stones, the resin, frankincense resin, and you use the burner, and you only have to do 3 or 4 times so the bag lasts forever as well. So it's a really good cost-effective way if you want to diffuse because you like the sense of frankincense. Sometimes I might just smell the bottle like you just saw me do. I did that before a big test that I was taking for an international certification. Helped calm me down and focus so that I was able to just go in and do the test. Passed it first try. I will sometimes put frankincense on my bracelet for when I'm going to yoga, if I'm in a day where I want to, really think about the meditation aspect of it. Sometimes I use peppermint oil. If it's a day where I'm kind of tired and dragging, I'll use peppermint oil, and then, like, say, during downward dog, I might just sniff my bracelet to get a little invigoration to help me make it through class. So different ways you can use oils. Really great set of beginner oils that Young Living's put together, so you've got a lot of things that you could use to get you through multiple situations. So typically what I tell somebody if they're thinking about becoming a member is get a member, get your kit. You get your kit in, let me know. I'll go over this again with you in detail because this is a lot of information to take in, and we can go over this and make it easier for you to remember things, take notes, kind of come up with a plan. What do you have for objectives that you're trying to address? And then we can talk more about Essential Rewards and whether or not that would be a benefit for you to sign up for Essential Rewards if you're thinking about reordering. If you're doing things like the Agiles, you're switching things over to chem-free purchasing, such as your toothpaste and other household products. You want to use the juice. These are great products that I would put in my Essential Rewards. And every month I go in and I look at my inventory, what I have, what do I need, and I switch it up. And every month my order just comes in and I'm earning cash back. So now I've got money out there to spend. In addition to what I get, I can spend and buy more products with my free money that I've earned through Essential Rewards, as well as, depending on what I'm spending, I may get some of the promotional items. I've gotten lots of promotional items that I probably would never have thought of trying myself through them, and then had a chance to experiment and try them out and really like them. So, or some that are just maybe things that I would, want to keep around just in case I might need it. So some of them I'm going to use more often than others. I got tangerine one time as a promotional item and loved the scent of it. And it's a Vitality line item, and I use it for pasta salad that I make in the summer for barbecues. And it's been a huge hit this summer. Everybody loves that pasta salad because just gives it a little pop to have that tangerine flavor in there. So I might not have thought to try that had I not gotten the bottle for free. So just different things you can do with that. So I'll go over that product with you as well if that's something that you're interested in. But first, I like to get you into the kit, talk about what you got. It's an investment, yes, but there's a lot of use here. So let's try with what you have. And then if you want to expand, we have, as I said, over 500 products. If you want more than just the lavender verse, say a sleep issue, we've got several products that we can work on for that. If you're having pain, chronic pain, there's several things. We've got a cream, we've got a gel, depending on whether it's chronic or just like a short-term injury. We've got another blend that you can look at. We've got supplements. We have lots of different things that you can try. But I always start to try it with the kit that you've already purchased first. Let's see what we can do with that first. So I really do like to meet with you afterwards to kind of go over those things with you. So thank you for listening to the video. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm going to put a link in the site that will also allow you to go out and get a kit if you want a kit. Or if you have more questions, let me know, and then we can discuss that afterwards. And again, thank you for listening.